subscribe to Paulie G.
UFC 210, Gegard Mousasi meets Chris Weidman in Buffalo, New York. Gegard Mousasi is ranked at number 5 right now, guys. Chris Weidman is ranked at number 4, and both these guys want to make a crack at the title. And Michael Bisping holds the title right now. Chris Weidman is the ex-UFC champion, and he came into UFC and he really showed us his power. He won a bunch of fights in a row, and he looked unstoppable. He was 13-0, and he's only lost 2 fights so far, and they were his last 2 fights. He lost his title at UFC 194 to Luke Rockhold, and at UFC 205 in New York, he lost to Yoel Romero, and he was winning that fight, but he got cracked in that 3rd round, and Yoel Romero hits hard. We saw Chris Weidman lose 2 really tough fights versus 2 really tough opponents. And that's the way it works in the UFC. You gotta climb a stacked division. And Chris Weidman already did it once. Gegard Mousasi had his chance. He's a 4-time MMA champion. He won numerous titles over there in Dream. He was the light heavyweight champion and the middleweight champion in Dream. He was also the Cage Warriors middleweight champion and also the Strikeforce champion as well. He was a Strikeforce light heavyweight champion. So he's a 4-time champ, and we all know how dangerous Gegard Mousasi is. He is a stalker. He's a great counter fighter. If you open up against Gegard Mousasi, he will either knock you out and put you to sleep. And he's got 41 wins. He's got 6 losses, but he's fought a ton of fights. And Chris Weidman, he does lack MMA experience compared to Gegard Mousasi. If you look at it from that standpoint, Gegard Mousasi has had way many more fights. But Chris Weidman is a standout wrestler, and what a lot of people don't know, he's also a black belt in Jiu-Jitsu under Matt Serra. And Gegard Mousasi is also a black belt in Judo. This is going to be an amazing collision. This is one of those fights where we see 2 different styles. We see an American wrestler versus a Dutch kickboxer, and Gegard Mousasi is not just a kickboxer, he's a very talented mixed martial artist. Chris Weidman, in his last 2 fights, fought tough wars, and he came up empty-handed, and if he loses this fight, this could be Chris Weidman's 3rd fight in a row. And that's a shame, because Chris Weidman is one of the top fighters in the world. We all remember him shocking us against Anderson Silva, and he fought some great fights since then. He fought a 5-round war with Lyoto Machida, and he also demolished Vitor Belfort. So if Chris Weidman can get back to his winning ways, he could definitely beat Gegard Mousasi. But in this fight, I'm going to go with Gegard. I know that Gegard has had his problems too in UFC, but he's overcome so much adversity. We remember the Uriah Hall fight. We remember him being knocked out, and that was just an incredible knockout. In his last fight, he actually beat Uriah Hall, and he beat him in that 1st round, and he showed that he is truly a better fighter than Uriah. And you know, he fought a fight that he had a lot to lose. If he would have lost twice to Uriah Hall, that would have just spelled a big damper in his career, and he would have never overcome that. But Gegard Mousasi is just a real tactical, incredible fighter, and he's the type of fighter who's going to be able to overcome adversity and overcome losses and keep on going. He's only 31 years old. He's got so much more to go in UFC. Can Chris Weidman out-wrestle Gegard Mousasi? Is this going to be a 5-round or a 3-round fight? We still don't know yet. I want to ask you guys, the fans, your opinions on this fight. I just think that I'm a firm believer in momentum, and Gegard Mousasi has that momentum on his side right now, and I think he has more skills. I think he's going to win the fight.